Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to Success Path, your TV show where we explore success stories of brilliant individuals who have paved their way through success through their special ways. Welcome to another captivating episode. Today we have the pleasure of conversing with a dynamic person who is not just an English teacher but also a content creator and a writer. Kauthar Boujama'a, welcome with us.
Thank you so much. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. It is a huge pleasure to be here with you today. It is the first time to be in a TV show, so it is a huge pleasure. Thank you so much for the invitation.
You are so welcome and welcome with us again. So let's start our conversation. Could you share a little bit about yourself and what inspired you and what paved your way to be an English teacher?
Okay, so starting by the background, my name is Kauthar, as you said, Kauthar Boujama'a. I'm almost 23 years old. I teach at university and I teach general English. I've studied English and then I had my translation and master degrees. I love teaching. I started teaching my little siblings when I was because I'm the eldest.
Oh, okay.
So I started teaching my little siblings. And then I discovered that I love helping people. I love sharing with them information because teaching is not about delivering information only, but it is also a way to inspire and to help others. And also I see a teacher as an influencer. Because you influence others through your way of speaking, through the way you dress, the way you react with them. So every single thing you do, you are influencing people. And that way, that's why, I loved teaching and I carried on, although I studied translation, so I prefer to stay in the field of teaching. Yes.
Okay, that's very good. You are at a very young age, and yet so you are a teacher at university. You also have a book. Could you tell us a little bit about your book?
Well, I adore writing. I started writing when I was a very young age. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And then when I fall in love with English, I started writing in English. I do have many writings, but I've never succeeded to finish one. And then I finished this in the period of coronavirus, and I said to myself, why not sharing it?
Yes.
And I've shared it and I've published it, and alhamdulillah, it was a journey and it is my first baby. The story behind it, it is the first time that I write something that doesn't include Kauthar.
Okay.
I sometimes speak about things, but I always include myself in that story. It is the first time that I've never included myself in it. And I said, why not sharing it with others? It is basically a fiction story about a young woman that went through an experience. That experience led her to change her perspective in life and so on. And at the end of the story, she called it metanoia. Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. An English teacher and who's also a writer. It is hard to be teaching because teaching takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. Right. How could you do both? How do you maintain teaching? And also you are a content creator. You post at a daily basis maybe, and videos that maybe requires a lot of preparing, and also your teaching requires a lot of preparing. How do you maintain that and balance your time maybe?
All right. So it may be fun, but while teaching, I always try to pick some vocabulary that I need to publish in my Instagram account, or pick some expressions and so on, and then I share them. So when it comes to content creation and teaching, it's basically the same, because while teaching, it is a new word, you don't know about the word, all right, and then I share it on my Instagram account. See?
Very good.
But writing, I do it in my free time, especially when I feel super sad or super happy.
Okay, so writing is about the mood. Let's go. Yes. Let's remember where we stopped. Let's go to the jingle and come back after. We are back with Kauthar Boujama'a, who is a special content creator and a special teacher also. We were saying.
So writing is about my mood. So
Okay.
if I'm not in the mood or if I'm in the mood, so it depends. But I do love writing, so it is my passion. But when it comes to something professional in, for example, teaching in my classroom or teaching online, so I just balance between both because I do both at the same time. So I don't really have a problem by teaching, content creator, because basically they are the same. But writing is a passion.
Okay,
Yes.
that's very interesting. Your teaching style is known to be unique, as I have seen through your content on Instagram. How do you approach a part, and how do you create and engage in learning environment, I say? How do you come up with these techniques and these styles?
All right. So we've got used to deal with writing a lot, reading and writing in our traditional way.
Yeah.
Yes. So read the text, answer the questions. For example, when I started teaching at university, I taught students who were specialists in the field. And the thing that amazed me, they were not capable to speak. They were not capable to communicate. So I decided from now on to work on the 4 skills, which are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Because we most of the time neglect the speaking skills, so that we find a difficulty when it comes to communication. When it comes to French, English, or Spanish, any kind of language, it requires practice.
Yes.
And practice is not only read it and write and not read the text and answer the questions. So
conversation.
Yes, conversation, exactly, communication. So they need to communicate. And there, I started creating games. So for example, if we have the topic of food, we don't just read the text about food and answer the question. I create scenarios where, for example, they go to buy groceries and stuff. So they need to communicate.
A play.
Yes, a play, so that they enjoy it. That's why I always try to create that plays or scenarios in the classroom so that they can practice the language and memorize the vocabulary at the same time.
Okay, very interesting.
Thank you.
It seems very fun. I would love to be a student of yours.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, have there been any specific challenges you have faced and have taught you something and have in some way have drawn your way and changed your perspective maybe?
All right. So speaking of challenges, honestly speaking, I've never encountered a challenge like when it comes to my students and stuff. But the challenge was, as I've mentioned, that I have a problem with their speaking skills and stuff. They get shy to communicate. They get shy to express themselves. So this is the challenge I had to face. But when it comes to my students, mashallah, alhamdulillah, they are amazing. Yes.
Okay, that's very good. What motivated you to enter the content creating world mainly?
All right. So I'm an active person. I don't like to just be a passive human being in the society. So I always try to be active. One day I said to myself, what are the things that I am good at apart from writing? Because I don't like to do book reviews and stuff. I said, I'm good at English. Why not creating content and helping people, knowing people? And the amazing thing that I started learning from them. Sometimes I receive questions. Yes, Miss, how do we say this expression? And then I would go I don't know it. So I go to my colleagues or AI or whatever to ask, and I get the answer, and then I share the answer with them.
That's perfect. Dear viewers, we are with Kawthar Boujama. Let's go to the jingle and come back. We are back now, Kawthar. We were talking about content creating. Now, could you share a pivotal moment that inspired you, or let's say an event that made you change your perspective or your way of thinking and made you a special, doing better with the creative way, teaching, with the creative way of teaching, I say, and content creating and writing?
All right. When we started by teaching, one day I was teaching at university. At the end of the semester, two boys came to me, and they were about my age, like we are almost
Pretty
the same
young,
age.
yes.
They came to me and they brought me a gift. I was like, why the gift? They were like, you are so special and kind. Oh my God, that moment was really memorable because I couldn't forget it. Like me being the teacher that I've always dreamed of,
being,
yes, in real life, alhamdulillah. Concerning writing, I just write. I don't care about other opinions because it is a passion, and always say to my students or my followers on Instagram, if you like something, do it. Since it is something good, you are not hurting others, so do it. It is your passion. So I would never stop writing. Maybe social media, but writing, never.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking ahead, what are your goals, your inspiration for the future?
Okay. So concerning content creation and stuff, I will try to make it more creative because I see the interaction of my followers, but I don't see that I'm achieving the goal that I really want. Because I share information, I share knowledge, I share with them experiences, but I want to be more creative. So I'm planning to do a surprise to my followers, inshallah, in the coming days. And concerning writing, I'm working on the translation of my book, which is Metanoia. I'm working in the translation in Arabic because it is written in English. Yes. To add the two versions in the same book. So if you read it from one side, it is English, the other side is Arabic.
That's
inshallah,
good,
yes. Inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Kawthar Boujama, for being with us.
My pleasure.
It is such a pleasure. What would your final word be to your students, maybe, or to anyone who's watching us?
Okay, thanks again for the invitation.
Welcome.
And well, as I said, try to be special, and to be special is to be different, and to be different is to be creative. You need to be creative in whatever domain you are, not only teaching or content creation, whatever domain, you need to be creative. This is one. And go for your goals. Never back up, never say, no, I'm not enough. You are always enough. Just try to work on yourself more.
Thank you very much, Kawthar.
My pleasure,
it
my
is
dear.
such a pleasure. Dear viewers, we have arrived to the end of today's episode from Success Path. Thank you, and see you on the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.